Back again with a new video. In this one I will be covering Sega Dreamcast, PC, and PlayStation. The original PlayStation. PS1, or as it was called back in the day, some people still call it PSX. I think it sounds weird, so I call it PS1. But we'll start off with Dreamcast, which I only have one game for. There weren't many released for Dreamcast, because Dreamcast was sort of a failure, and I think it was a failure. Anyway, this is WWF Royal Rumble for Sega Dreamcast. Here's the disc. Not a bad game, but there's no replay value whatsoever to this game. There's not a lot of wrestlers either. Now, the biggest point of this game, the biggest selling point of this game, is the fact that, look right here, 9 superstars in the ring. You could have 9 wrestlers in the ring at the same time. So, you know, work amazing for a Royal Rumble match. But other than that, like, I mean, the graphics are similar to, they're similar to, but also better than the graphics for, well, maybe not better than, they're similar to the graphics for SmackDown 2, which I'll get to in a moment. But, yeah, no replay value whatsoever on that. It's fun to play a few Royal Rumble matches, but that's really about it. Moving on to PC, I only have 2 wrestling games for PC. One of them is in a severely damaged case, but WCW Nitro. See, it just comes apart, all broken and everything. That's the disc. I think I got this for like 99 cents at a flea market or something. I haven't played this version, so I can't really say much on it. But play the PlayStation version. It's got to be the best. And this was also on Xbox, but this is the updated version to WWE instead of WWF. WWE Raw. Not a great game. Somehow the graphics in the PC version are so much better than the graphics on the Xbox version. Can't say the same for the gameplay. And there's 2 discs in here, so let's see what is this other one? Raw and, God, I hate these cases that don't want to open properly. I'll break it. Raw Disc 1 and Raw Disc 2, so I'm guessing the Disc 2 is only needed for installation or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, that's not a fantastic game. I wouldn't personally highly recommend it or anything. So we'll move on to original PlayStation. We'll do ECW first. Now this is weird. I have ECW Hardcore Revolution, right? I bought this from someone, and I open it up, and the game inside is ECW Anarchy Rulz. So, Anarchy Rulz and Hardcore Revolution are essentially the same game. There's not much of a difference between the both of them. They're a direct ripoff of WWF Attitude. Don't get me wrong, they're fun, but there's not a big difference between both of them, other than maybe, you know, updated arenas, wrestler selection, so on. But they're really like the same game. That will bring us to WCW, which we've got WCW Mayhem here, which I previously showed in the Nintendo 64 video. The graphics are a little bit better, still not amazing, but the gameplay itself is actually so much better on PlayStation. disc featuring Sting, cover featuring Ryback. Oh, Goldberg. Ha! I made it funny. No. Anyway, it really Goldberg. Not highly recommended. It's worth a play, but it's nothing you really have to own. WCW NWO Thunder, which is like an updated WCW Nitro, and that's about it. Over 60 wrestlers. There's not a lot to say about this game. It is better than Nitro. If you cheat, throw in a cheat code to unlock all the wrestlers, go through it, and you got like a Santa Claus, you got like a Frankenstein. There's weird things. There's weird things in this game. It's fun. Graphics suck. The graphics are terrible. It's fun for a while, but like I said, it's like the same as WCW Nitro, just a little bit better in certain ways. WCW versus the World. I mentioned before on Nintendo 64, WCW NWO World Tour is, in terms of graphics, I think is almost identical to this game. So, let's see if we can pop it open here. Disc is nothing special. Well, what's interesting about this game is it only has 15 WCW wrestlers. You can see right here. Right there. 15. That's it. It's a WCW game, and it's only got 15 WCW wrestlers. But if you look below it, 60 wrestlers from 6 different organizations. Now, all of the wrestlers, well, maybe not all, but majority of them, the companies on here are made up, the names are made up, but all of the wrestlers and companies are based on other wrestlers and companies, like real wrestlers and companies. But, for legal reasons, they had to change the names and all that kind of stuff. 10 arenas, 30 to 40 moves per wrestler. It's nothing to get super excited about, but I do like this game. It's pretty fun. It's better than World Tour for 64. So if you haven't played it, check it out. And for WWF, we've got 4 games here. Start with, I love this game. This is WWF In Your House. I like to refer to this game as, it's like if a wrestling game, I don't even know how to put it. It's like Mortal Kombat meets wrestling almost. It's just ridiculous. There's 10 wrestlers in the game. Bret Hart, Ahmed Johnson, Vader, Goldust, Ultimate Warrior, Owen Hart, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, British Bulldog, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels. They misspelled Vader on here. Anyway, it's just ridiculous. That's why it's fun. The gameplay is actually similar to Wrestlemania, the arcade game, but I like this one better. When I say ridiculous, I'll give you some examples. Doink the Clown, has a hand buzzer for a move. You hit your opponent and they're like electrocuted and so on. Bulldog can literally turn his head into a bulldog's head and bite. Shawn Michaels drops a heart-shaped bed on people. Owen Hart hits people with a giant King of Hearts card. So it's ridiculous, but that's why it's fun. Yeah, that's my receipt. 10/6/2012 is when I bought that. Anyway, that's disc. Nothing special. Buy this game if you don't have it. It's really, really fun. Then we have WWF Attitude, far better on PlayStation than it is on Nintendo 64. I even think the graphics are better. It's a fun game. Save time, I'm not going to review it twice. Just check out the Nintendo 64 video I did if you want a review of that one. Then we have WWF SmackDown. This is the game that started the whole SmackDown series. The graphics aren't great. I loved it at the time though because the faces, like I know the graphics weren't amazing, but the faces looked so amazing at the time. Looked identical to the actual wrestler, like they put their face on it. Looking back now, it's not as awesome, but Triple H and Chyna on the disc, she's doing porn now. Her career has gone downhill. Meanwhile, Triple H is essentially going to take over WWE entirely. So, anyway, tons of wrestlers. Very, very fun. And it only got better with WWF SmackDown 2. Know Your Role. The graphics were not much better, but everything else was vastly improved. I remember I bought this game when it came out. Let's see, this was 2000 is when it came out. So I was 10 or 11 at the time. I remember saving up. Was it like $40 when it came out? I remember saving up, like $43, going to the store just so I could buy this game. And I really like this game. It's fun. The loading times are garbage. But that's the only bad thing about this game, in my opinion. Loading times take forever. But very, very fun. So that will do it for PC, for Dreamcast, and for PlayStation. Check out the description box below for a list of games that I still need for my collection. If you'd be willing to donate any to my collection, just comment or send me a message, and we will work something out. One video left for now. That will be PS3 wrestling games. So be sure to check it out.